Many of us have experienced a smell like freshly baked cookies that floods our brains with memories of a location or event that we associate with emotions. This is called a Proustian moment, where a sensory experience triggers the rush of odour-evoked autobiographical memories. These memories are actually recalled by our long-term memory that allows us to retrieve information years after its creation. Our perceptions of the world around us are actually closely tied to sensory memory within the temporal and occipital lobes, which actually process the incoming sensations. The first association formed to an odour remains tied to it, which allows us to recall past specific events over and over. However, you're probably actually wondering what the hell happens in a Proustian moment. At recognition, an odour is the first messenger. There are 1,000 genes encoding for different types of olfactory receptors, each of which actually focus on their own group of odours. G-protein coupled receptors release a G-protein unit and a messenger process of transduction that controls calcium and sodium ion influx into the cell, which actually causes the olfactory sensory neurons in these olfactory receptor cells to fire. Autobiographical memories evoke emotions as they activate the neurobiological substrate of emotional processing and associative learning, the amygdala and hippocampus, in the primary olfactory cortex. Firstly, the hippocampus collects memory pathways in different sensory areas and helps us to recall the events themselves. Secondly, the amygdala adds emotion and helps us to recall the emotions associated with fear-producing events. And lastly, the frontal cortex oversees the coherence of all of these memories. The secondary olfactory cortex assigns effective value to stimuli and determines the reinforcement value of stimuli. Olfactory information is directly processed through the mediodorsal nucleus of the thalamus and sent to the amygdala hippocampal complex of the limbic system, where olfaction connects to the neural substrates and odours are processed. Activity in these regions is greater and more positive when a visual cue, such as a perfume bottle, is encountered alongside the odour it is tied to, such as the scent of the perfume, and activates the occipital lobe. These memories can elicit positive behaviour like exerting happiness by inducing physiological responses that can improve human well-being. For example, if a scent and sight of a perfume is associated with the positive memory of a first date, this may elicit excitement and spreading kindness to others. However, they can also induce unpleasant emotions and behaviour, such as if the scent and sight of a perfume is tied to the loss of a family member, this may elicit the behaviours of aggressiveness and frustration toward those around them. Smell is the most intimate of our sensory processes, as we use it to interact with the world around us and maintain our well-being through having the ability to foster social relationships and create a flowing perception of the world. Neuroscientists say that this close physical connection between the regions linked to memory, emotion, and smell explain why our brain learns to associate smells with certain types of emotions and memories, and suggest that their ability to alter mental and physical states can be applied to professional therapeutic situations in the future.